Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Olumide Macaulay. On the program today, President Muhammadu Buhari launches new national orientation program, asks Nigerians to examine themselves and contribute to nation building. The Independent National Electoral Commission says there's no going back on Saturday's governorship elections in Edo State. And the Nigerian Army flags off Operation Crocodile Smile exercise in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, pledged to maintain sanity on nation's waterways. Thank you so much for joining us today. We begin in Abuja, the nation's capital, where the president has described the new national orientation program, Change Begins With Me, as a determination of his administration to carry all Nigerians along in the journey to a better and greater society. President Muhammadu Buhari, who was a special guest at the launch, which took place at the conference hall of the presidential villa, says the program is the best way to sustain the efforts of his administration in the fight against corruption.
We have decided to act pragmatically with the launch of the National Reorientation Campaign. The campaign will not be a sprint, but a marathon that will run the course of our tenure. We are under no illusion that the changes we seek will happen overnight. But we have no doubt that the campaign will help restore our value system and rekindle our nationalistic fervor. I am therefore appealing to all Nigerians to be part of this campaign. Our citizens must realize that the change they want to see begins with them, and that personal and social reforms are not a theoretic exercise. If you have not seen the change in you, you cannot see it in others or even the larger society. In other words, before you ask, where is the change they promise us? You must first ask, how far have I changed my ways?
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari. To the south-south, the Independent Electoral Commission says it's going ahead with the elections in Edo State on Saturday, September the 10th. The resident electoral commissioner says the commission cannot shift the date on the basis of unclear security reports or due to the conduct of GCE examinations.
Had sat and had met and had deliberated and weighed all the parameters and all the consequences of the postponement or continuation of this election. And I want to say categorically here that the Commission is not under any form of teleguiding in taking any form of decision. The chairman unequivocally said yesterday that this Commission will not mortgage its independence for the sustenance of democracy in this country. We have weighed all the consequences and all the parameters, and as we said yesterday, the Commission is about 99%. We have about 99% level of preparation for the election. We have also considered the implication of demobilizing in case of a postponement. Most people are not aware that to demobilize is far more expensive at times than to mobilize. The elections are very close, and we have even weighed the political atmosphere of the state And we have come out with a decision to go ahead with the gubernatorial elections in Edo State on September 10th, 2016.
And to security matters now in the South. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has reassured the people of the Niger Delta region of the government's continuous desire to fight terrorism along its maritime domain. The Army Chief gave the assurance after flagging off the Operation Crocodile Smile exercise in Calabar, the Cross River State capital. Carrying out the exercise at the amphibious training school, the General says the operation will go a long way towards combating criminal tendencies that may arise.
No exercise of this magnitude, generally, human existence, there are challenges. But these challenges we work towards, attending to them to overcome these challenges. Logistics has always been a problem, but we are overcoming such challenges. If we have 60 to 70% of our logistic requirement, I think we will be very much comfortable, and this is why we are operating and we are exercising our troops.
Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, Chief of Army Staff. Meanwhile, staying in the region, the lingering crisis there continues to attract the attention of the United States government as its Deputy Head of Mission in Nigeria, Ambassador David Young, renews the call for continuous dialogue between the federal government and the aggrieved groups. Ambassador Young, who made the call during a courtesy visit to the Bayelsa State Governor, Mr. Seriake Dixon, also advised the federal government to focus on implementing programs that will improve the lives of the people.
The Deputy Head of the Mission of the United States in Nigeria, Mr. David Young, is in Bayelsa, one of the states he is scheduled to visit on resumption. The essence is to get first-hand knowledge of the issues bedeviling the Niger Delta region.
That all stakeholders should be.
He says the U.S. government feels very strongly that all stakeholders should be engaged in dialogue as a part of the process to arrive at equitable and fair solutions for all involved.
We believe that a major challenge for Nigeria is to transform the region's oil wealth into improvements in the lives of average Deltans. And that's something we feel very strongly about. We encourage Nigerians to work for common goals. To end violence and curb criminal activities, to establish conditions and mechanisms for lasting change over time, and to provide economic opportunity and services for Deltans and people throughout the country.
The advice from the U.S. envoy was welcomed by Governor Seriake Dixon, who believes that the Niger Delta crisis is workable if the use of military might is ruled out.
We believe that the issues in the Niger Delta are not such that can be resolved by means of confrontation and not by means of show of military strength. They are not issues that can be resolved militarily. We believe that these are essentially issues of development. These are issues of the environment. These are issues that ultimately call on all stakeholders.
The U.S. envoy is expected to tour other Niger Delta states as well as other parts of the country with the hope of facilitating assistance towards ending violence in the region.
The government of Akwa Ibom State has reiterated its call for the relocation of the Nigeria Prison Service facility in Uyo, the state capital, to reduce the risks such facilities pose to host communities. The state governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, made this known when he received the Controller General, Mr. Jafaru Ahmed, who paid him a courtesy call in his office.
Let me also thank all. As of today, we are applied to relocate to Uyo prisons. If you look at the location of the prisons, and so close to Ravine, even the fence is done. We still see these people as human beings. Once they leave prisons, there should be a kind of rehabilitation to actually bring them back as normal citizens of Nigeria. So the way we treat them now can actually determine whether they get hardened or they get easily rehabilitated. So I see a situation where we need to treat them as human beings, treat them as people who want to change from the old ways to the new ways.
get them to behave in the norms which we expect within the society, which is also why you see us spending money to actually do what we're doing now in economies. But I want to reassure you that to relocate to your prison is a top priority for us. We also believe that we'll partner with you to see how the federal government can at least reimburse us for what we're going to spend, because that's purely responsible.